Happy on Brew Wednesday, everybody. Hope everyone's doing fine. This will be like a two-part video because I've left half the stuff downstairs. Right, did the one last week, so I've had a busy couple of weeks. Done some brewing. Got a couple of brews this week. One's a wine and one's a beer. But first of all, I'll just show you these two. This is part of the new family now. So hello girls. Up here. Fifi. Lola. Two little chihuahuas. I think they grew up to be big dog like boxers as Alsatians. The wife decided she wanted some more dogs. We wanted another pet. So we totally got these two from rescue. And she said, "Oh, I'm bringing chihuahuas home." I thought, "Oh no. But you see little yappy little things." But they are quite nice actually. They're quite devoted and loving. So they've grown on me. But they've grown on the missus more than me, which is a bonus. So they're quite, they feel like when I had them like 2 weeks, so they've settled in alright, in little routines. So they're nice little dogs. So done a little bit. One's a year, the little one's a year and a half. The other one's like 2.5. So they're both sisters. So that's one news this week. What I've received the last couple of weeks. The news I got received, I knew about. Well, I found out a few weeks ago, but I said we just had to wait and see. I'm going to have a new head brewer in the house. The lad's girlfriend, they're expecting, so she's 3.5 months, 4 months now. So I'm going to be a granddad. So I'll have to teach them all the tricks of the trade and how to brew and work on the plot. So that's that news. Brewing wise, I bottled the wine up the other week. I got 10 bottles out of that. Got another 2 demijohns full there, and I've actually done 20 litres of rhubarb wine in there. It's only been in there. I put it in the fermenter yesterday. So that was 12 pound of rhubarb, 12 pound of sugar, pectillase, yeast nutrient, yeast. I used Gavin's GV3 sparkling wine yeast. I used a different yeast this time. So see how that goes. Not much activity on the airlock just yet, but it's still early. Still got a bit of head space in there. Brew wise, I did say the other week I was changing some of the equipment around, and it's worked for what I wanted to do. I've just got a few more little tweaks to do. That's what I've brewed. Got 21 litres of citrus smash beer. I've used, instead of using pale malt, I've used pale. So the brew shop, local brew shop had pale in it, so I thought I'll give that a go. So I've got all the ingredient, the details of it downstairs, so I'll go downstairs in a minute. So I did 21 litres, I did want 23, but I've had a few issues while brewing. But the equipment that I've bought, you can laugh. What I did, I'll say, the previous equipment was the brew pet boiler, the 32 litre pan. Obviously I can't stick it on the stove. It doesn't bring a big enough boil. So I was quite concerned. I was getting quite pissed that I was spending all the time doing a brew and only getting half batch. It's not too bad if you want half batch, but I wanted to spend, if I'm spending 5 hours doing a brew, including cleanup, I want at least 20 litres. So I thought, right, I need to change it. So I didn't go down the gas route. I was thinking about doing the gas bottle. I think, well, can I? So I've gone down the electric route. So I need a simple setup, you know what I mean? So what I've done, bought these electric mashing bins, but I bought 2 of them. And there's the elements that go in it, 2.4 kilowatt elements. So my plan is, what I'm doing is, well, what I've done, shall I say, one gets filled with water, mashing water, bring it to mashing temperature. My steel pan, fill that with water, the right amount of water I want needs to use to mash, stick the grains in and use my pan as a mash tun. Then once that's done, then use my second one of these to drain the water into it and use that as a boiler. So I'm just solely using one for boiling the water one for mashing, the brew pan, and one for boiling the liquid HLT, well, boiling the water at the end. So I'm using this twice. I'm using it once to boil the water up to mash, then whilst that's mashing, I boil up with the second lot to do the sparge. So I'm only doing like a flat sparge using the jug till they get set up and sprinkling it on. So, and it was going fine. Got the water boiled up, mashed in, into there, covered it over. I did lose between 2 and 5 degrees, but obviously I was in the conservatory and things getting moved, so that will get better. Did all that, did some run-ins, cleared all that out, that's fine. Transferred it into the second bin. That's when I ran into a few problems. Brewing away, filling it up and thinking, well, I've got a bloody puddle on the floor. And I'm thinking, I'll tighten the bloody nuts up like I did before. Because when I first got them, I did a boil in one of them just to test it for the boiler for the Beesmith. And I didn't test the other one. And so there's your element. Also that goes inside. And the liquid was coming out of here. I think that's wrong. But so that's loose. But I don't know if you can see. Probably can't. Inside there, there's a bit of a hole in there. So the liquid's going straight through, coming out the element. So I'm glad I noticed it then, that before I switched the cable on. So I would have filled it, say, a quarter of the way up, switched it on, start boiling it, ready for the rest. So I thought, oh, bollocks. So what we're going to do now? So I had to quickly fill it up with water, fill the pan up with the water, then transfer it back into the boiler. So I started doing a standard slow sparge, then also I had to go full on because it was just pissing out. So I had to do a quick sparge. So I think, oh shit, it's going to go tits up. And I thought the readings aren't going to be very good. The beer's going to be wasted because it started coming out quite dark. It's only like a pale beer. Then it came out weak. I thought, right, it's like bloody water. But when I used my pan as the mash tun, I put my grains in the bag. Still like a brew in the bag kind of thing, but I left the grains because I didn't know how the hop filter would take grain in the using it as a mash tun instead of as a boiling pan. No, it worked fine. So it's just trial and error as it goes. I've been in touch with the brew shop regarding this, but I'm still waiting for a reply. So I'm hoping they'll exchange it or send me another one. But so I was quite a bit miffed that it wasn't working. So yeah, so I transferred it into the fermenter, did 21 litres, 22 litres, and I was quite chuffed. But it was the readings I was getting at first was quite low. But I ain't got the readings on it at the moment, but I'll go upstairs now, I'll go and get the readings. Sorry about that, back now. Just thought I'd get a quick beer as well. This is only, so I can't really drink much tonight, on call. Made this 5-6 months ago, turbo cider. Standard apple juice. Didn't use no sugar, and I just used the standard Young's yeast. So I did it. It came out 5-6%, so ain't too bad. The computer won't boot up, so I can't get all the information. So that citrus mash I did, so I used the pale malt. I used £10 of malt, and I thought it had more hops than I did. So I bought another pack, and I thought I had another pack, but I didn't. So all I ended up was using 100 grams of hops, but I used 76 grams during the boil and the steeping, and I've used 24 grams, which will go in tomorrow for dry hopping, and I've used the Gavin's GV12 yeast. When I did a pre-boil gravity reading, it came in at 1028. Bloody hell, that's not going to be very good. Low ABV. I know I wanted an ABV beer, but I didn't want it this quickly. So anyway, did the boil. I carried on doing it. Did the boil. after the few hiccups. But I'm going to say about the hiccups, the element. I've just received an email from the company I get the boy from and sending me a new element out in the post tomorrow. So thanks very much. That's a homebrew shop in Ireland. I've bought quite a few bits from there. Top folks. I'll put it on there. Brilliant, brilliant little company. Great communication. Can't fault them. So yeah, so go back to the brew. So my starting gravity was 1042, and what it should have been was 1045. So I'm only 3 points out, which is quite chuffed. It's not a very out figure one, but I'm quite chuffed with that. And if it comes out alright, it got better as the day went on. So it did take me a few more hours to do it, but it's quite chuffed. So now I can brew bigger batches. The world's your oyster. Instead of just doing small batches, I'm looking forward to doing a few more. So just get a few more grains in. Still got a drop kit Nate to do, which don't keep putting it off, but I didn't want to do a small batch and I didn't want to waste it. So I might do one more big batch with the equipment I've got, see how that goes, then do the drop kit Nate, and do quite a few more recipes in there. So I'm quite chuffed that I can do 22 litres, 23 litres. I don't mind doing like a 5-hour work and doing that. So yeah, I know I've waffled on a bit, haven't I, on this bloody video. Sorry guys, but I bought them 2 boilers, which they are good boilers. Quite chuffed with them, and I say I'm using that make me brew pack pan to do mashing in, only because I didn't want to fork out for a new bloody mash tun. If I got one made, they're averaging like 75 quid. I don't mind trying to make one, but my thought was if I make one, cock it up, then buy another one. And I thought, no, I can't afford it. So I thought, use the equipment what I've got and make do with that. So I saw Zane Rookie Brew, he covered his mash tun in some foil, one of them emergency blankets. I'll just take one out of the emergency kit at work and wrap it up in that. So it's like, the brew I did a week, it was my first big batch, so I'm quite chuffed. I've got 22 litres, it's come out at 1042, which is good. So I don't know, I ain't waiting how much it'll come in at if it finishes, but I'm quite chuffed with that. I looked on B50 the other day, I did that program, and it said I had a 70% efficiency. I've never had 70% efficiency, I've always had 50%, 60% maybe. But so I try and do all the figures, add the figures in as the best I can. Maybe I might be doing it wrong. But when you see the efficiency of it, which is pretty good, so when I did the mash, like I say, I put it into the bag and I was sparging it. I don't know if the hot filter will cope if I just stuck the grains on top of it. But I didn't want to take that chance because I knew that if I had problems with the bag, and sorry, the filter, and the bag, using the bag at the same time, at least I could lift it up, put the false bottom back in, and do it that way, sparge it. So I'm quite chuffed. I can't wait to do another brew. So I think that's it. So we've got new like I said, 2 new additions to the family, the 2 chihuahuas. Gonna be granddad, and I've got some new boilers. So on the Saturday, met the wine side. I did £12 rhubarb yesterday. Well, I had to use the rhubarb to make more space in the freezer to put my rhubarb in because I've just put another £15 in. I think that's it. So my fruit for the chef. So freezer's full of rhubarb, freezer's full of strawberries. I think one of my other brews is going to be a strawberry wheat beer. I've seen in the Bible the raspberry wheat beer, but I think I'm just going to convert it to do a strawberry one. So we'll see how that one goes. So, right then, I'll leave it to it. I'm sorry I've waffled on. This is about 11 minutes now, I think. I know I've done a waffle on about my brewing. So I'm quite chuffed that I could do bigger batches. People might think, well, you're wasting your money there, but it's how I wanted to do it. in my own mind, that's how I wanted to do it. Like so I couldn't do it on the cooker. I didn't really want to buy a little gas stove, and I think try using the equipment that I've got. The Pico boilers were quite cheap on a homebrew shop in Ireland. I'll put the link down below. I think there was like 40 quid each. So you could buy them with a digital one. I won't even bother about that. But no, so quite chuffed. Anyway, I've waffled on. I've took up too much time. I could say fast forward it, but it's too late then because you got to the end. So thanks very much for watching. Much appreciated. Thanks for new subscribers. And I look forward to watching everybody's videos, and I look forward to doing some more brews. So thanks very much, guys. Take care, and all the best.